Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Chris. Today on A Glimpse Inside, we're turning our attention to the shop itself. We're going to make a quick utilitarian shop project. How to get rid of some scraps? Well, we're going to turn them into custom sanding blocks, different grits on each side. Stay tuned. Let's see how we did it. Okay, like always, let's get started. I take a sheet of sandpaper and I'm using it to reference some lines here and making some marks on the scrap wood to make sure that these blocks are going to be utilizing as much sandpaper as possible. I set up a stop block to make repetitive cuts very easy. I'm going to cut 18 of these blocks in total. They measure about 4 inches by 3 inches. I do want to say that all this scrap is left over from the picture frame we made last week. These right here that I'm cutting here on the crosscut sled are going to be the largest variety we make today. I found a piece of 8-inch plywood that I'm going to cut into about 1.5 to 2 inch strips that are about 8 inches long. These are going to be flexible sanding strips as well. For the fourth and final variety of sanding block, I'm ripping down some 1.5 inch strips of Baltic birch ply that are 1/2 inches in thickness. Cut them to about 17 to 18 inches in length, leaving them clamped together. Bring them to the drill press, drill a hole through the middle about 1 inch down, right in the center, and go ahead and round over all the edges with them still clamped, mind you, on the disc sander. Okay, so now that I got all my pieces cut and I got my sandpaper in hand, I'm gonna go ahead and lay everything out here on the workbench, get my ducks in a row, if you will, before I start applying the adhesive. At this point, I take all 4 varieties and lay them out in front of me, and I give each variety their corresponding grits of sandpaper. This helps me just stay organized. Okay, for the largest variety of sanding block, I cut these sandpaper strips in half, line these blocks up, go ahead and get the spray adhesive, give it a nice liberal coat, let it dry for about 1 minute, and then come back perpendicular to the first coat and spray it on, and this time I'm letting it dry for about 5 minutes. At this point, both surfaces are just the right tackiness, if you will, and they join together with a very strong and permanent bond. Using a utility knife is all that's needed to clean up the sandpaper from the edges, getting these pieces ready for the next layer of sandpaper going on the backs. Again, I spray one way, wait about 1 minute, spray perpendicular. This helps the spray adhesive really become a nice strong bond. And at this point I realize I probably should stick these on with a little bit of a rolling action, so I use a can of spray paint to help me with that. Again, trimming it off with a razor knife is all you need, and now you have versatile sanding blocks with 2 different grits on 2 different sides that should last you a long time. Now this may be a little bit of lather, rinse, repeat, but check this out. I'm going to go ahead and take care of all 18 of these blocks at once, making sure you lay them down with only about 1/8 of an inch in between them. Go ahead and spray them down with the spray adhesive like before and roll that sandpaper on there, and again, trimming off with a utility knife and you're good to go. Now it's time to attach a full sheet of sandpaper to these flexible sanding strips. I did cut these sanding strips in a way that would use a whole sheet of sandpaper with very minimal waste. Now if you look closely, there is some remnant spray adhesive on the edges of all these blocks. This is strictly cosmetic. It doesn't really have to leave, but I like to clean it up a little bit. So I take each piece and I just barely press it up against the disc sander, rotating each piece 90 degrees. This whole process took me about 5 minutes. Okay, a quick time out here, guys. I got to give credit where credit is due. This next sanding device I'm gonna make is inspired by a gentleman by the name of Chris. Great name, by the way. He has a channel. It's called Clickspring. If you don't know Clickspring, I'm gonna link it down below. You have to go check it out. He is definitely one of my top creators that I look forward to every single video. I click the bell for him. Hint, hint, if you like what I'm doing, click that bell as well. Anyway, check this out. This is a little bit different adaptation from what he does, but not very much because it works so well. The final sanding block we're gonna make is something that is very versatile and very reusable. Those long 1.5 inch, 18 inch long pieces, get a piece of sandpaper that's attached with carpet tape. Blue tape is then run along the sides and we crease the back edge with the back of a razor knife. I'm not making cuts here, I'm just creasing the edge, folding along the edge. Now I take my razor knife and cut that little piece out, wrap that blue tape all the way around, and now I have a versatile sanding strip that, again, I'm gonna reinforce with duct tape. I made 4 of these in total. And I'm gonna give you an example of how to use it. Okay, so over here on the lathe, I'm actually turning a piece of oak that's gonna be for a paper towel holder. And when you're done turning, and you're done sanding, if you will, all you have to do is take that first layer of used sandpaper off, rip it at the crease, and you have a brand new layer to work with. You can repeat this depending on how many times you folded it over. I think I got about 7 folds in here, and it works great. As for the other sanding blocks, they are great. They feel great in the hand. They work well. Look at this. I even put a nice hand chamfer on this piece of hardwood with that little block there. And I'm gonna go ahead and organize them here in my shop on a French cleat shelf. And these will last me probably about 6 months. Very versatile, very worth it. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. This is one of those projects, it wasn't a very big project, but it was one of those utilitarian projects that really is gonna come in handy in my shop, and I just thought I'd share it with you and show you how versatile woodworking can be. Also, I wanna thank my top Patreon supporters. Man, I got more people on board this week. I wanna thank Quinn and Wesley Robinson. You guys rock. I can't believe that you guys are actually supporting me in this endeavor, and I am humbled, and I thank you very much. Also, Robbie Chaplin, Steve Mills, and Steve from Moonshine Metalworks, you rock as well. And Richard Day, thank you very much. Also, if you like what we're doing here, I'd always invite you to subscribe to the channel. And I'm gonna put 2 more videos over there for you to check out for your viewing pleasure. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Chris. This has been A Glimpse Inside, and we'll see you next time.